Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Chelsea, and today I am starting the 48-hour Bookoplathon readathon thing. So today is Friday the 19th of March and the Bookoplathon starts at midnight tonight, so the crossover between Friday and Saturday. So technically Saturday morning. I never get that right, I don't really know. But yes, midnight tonight it starts. It is currently 3:45 and I'm starting this vlog now, one, because I'm not going to disturb anyone starting this vlog. I don't think I'm going to get any footage when the whole thing kicks off because I know for a fact my other half's granddad will be fast asleep and I don't want to wake him up, so I plan on literally being sat, so this is our bedroom room and I plan it to be sat next door in the office where I usually do work, and you know, just sitting there in my comfy chair with my headphones on watching Becca's sprints. I don't know how long I'm gonna stay up tonight. I'm hoping to at least do an hour from when the whole thing kicks off. I don't plan on staying up that late today purely for the fact that I'm going to try and have a nap beforehand and I'm just going to read until I feel tired. That's pretty much how I'm going to play this whole thing. I am also in between what book I'm going to be reading. So roles 1 and 2 have already been dropped and they were a dark cover and a fantasy, and you can combine them, you can read separate books, but I am not going to read 8 books in like 2 days, especially seeing as I do want to sleep tonight anyways. I don't know if I'm gonna sleep too much on Saturday night because we'll just see how we go. I might try and do some naps in the day and then just read until whenever. But yes, so those are the 2 prompts and I've got a couple of options. I was thinking of reading The Forest of Souls by Laura M. Lee. I was thinking Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. What else was I thinking? Oh, Truth Witch by Susan Dennard, because I'm buddy reading that with a friend and also it's part of like the Witchlands Readathon with JD Ray Reads. But I don't really know if I want to read any of them. So I was having a look through my shelves and I think I might pick up 3 Dark Crowns by Kendall Blake because 1, I love that series, 2, I haven't reread it in like a year now, and 3, I have read the first book like 3 or 4 times, but I've only read the last book once and I really want to reread that series. Like I love it. I love the whole thing. So I don't know, I might start those tonight because it is a fantasy 100% and it's a dark cover because it's black with a bit of red on it. So that might be what I choose. I also want to go on a little drive later this evening to go and get some snacks and possibly some energy drinks because you know what, I have Monday off work, so I want to do like as much as I can, but I'd prefer to go later because 1, it's almost, well, I'm doing a lot of counting, aren't I? 1, school has finished for a lot of kids, and 2, I just, because where our nearest big supermarket now is a Sainsbury's and it's like in the centre of our town. Is this a town? I don't really know. It's in the centre of our half of the city, so I have no idea where the schools are placed, but I know that like it's going to be full. When I went there on Saturday last week at about 5 o'clock it was rammed, so it's going to be busy, so I'm going to try and put that off a little bit. Actually, I don't know when it closes, so I've just had a look and Sainsbury's closes at 10, so I think I'll go maybe after tea or closer to tea time. Once I finish work, pretty much, that is when I will go. I want to get some energy drinks and some snacks and hide the snacks from my other half so he doesn't eat them. But yeah, I'm kind of just babbling but this is why I wanted to film this now, because I knew that if I filmed it now I wouldn't disturb anyone's sleep. So yeah, so I don't know, I do honestly think that I'm more likely to pick up 3 Dark Crowns. It's a reread as well, so in theory it shouldn't take me too long, and it's the only book, because I was looking through my books and I had a bit of a rule. I was like, right, it can't be over 400 pages, but I think it's 406 pages ish, so it's just over the rule that I was trying to do. I'm really excited because I've never done this. Like, I took part in like a something similar last March, but I kind of read the rules wrong, so I thought it was just 24-hour rather than 48, so there's that. And also, like, I haven't read it all today, so I really want to read. I've kind of been like bottling it up, but I'm also really excited because the prompts aren't predetermined. So the prompts are going to be dropping at 12 o'clock tomorrow, so lunchtime tomorrow on, I think it's Ashley's channel tomorrow, and then midnight tomorrow on Gavin's, I don't know. But yeah, so I'm excited. I don't know if I will keep up with all the sprints though, purely for the fact I don't always find that sprints work. Like, it's a lot of silence. There's so many I don't knows as well, which but yeah, I think 3 Dark Crowns will be my first book, doubling up prompts. I'm excited to see what the next prompt is. I haven't actually read an awful lot this month, if I'm honest. I've finished one book. Have I finished one book this month? No, I haven't. I've finished more than one book. I've read 3 books this month. I just haven't actually kept them all together. I've just put them back on my shelf because my life is upside down. So yeah, I've finished 3 books so far this month. I really want to up that number because I read 4 books in Feb, which is it's not bad, but for me it's quite a low number. Like, I have been going through months where I'm reading like 8 books, which is fantastic. But yeah, it's all good. I can't wait, and I'm excited to see what other roll drops there are, and I'm excited to see what everyone's doing with their live streams. I've noticed that quite a few other people are like having friends, or like they've put quizzes and stuff in theirs, so that's pretty cool. It's really exciting. Right, I'm gonna stop blabbering on and finish work and then have a nap and then go and get some snacks. What are the ideal snacks for this? I don't know. I'll probably show you when I get back. But the other thing as well is that I'm currently on Lent, so I can't eat crisps and I can't eat chocolate. So, I mean, that's probably a good thing. But I do have some Twinkies in the cupboard. Really like them. They're good. Very sugary. They will work for a sugar boost. But yeah, so I'm going to leave this here, and I hopefully will have some B-roll from later on, or some whispery bits. Who knew that I might start ASMR? Not me. But yeah, I'm going to leave this here, and I will check in with you later on when this whole thing starts. I don't know what happened to my voice then. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday morning. It is 20. Oh, it went off. It's 20 to 10. I slept a lot. So I started the readathon at midnight with Becca, and then I think I stayed awake until like 1. And then I went to bed because I knew that we are going for a walk with Jack and Jack's granddad. I'm talking quietly because he's still sleeping. But yeah, so we're going for a walk. I hope to keep up with everything on the Twitter, which is fine, and then at lunchtime when the next sprints are dropped, I'll see what they are, and depending on what it is, we'll see whether I'm going to read an audiobook or something I've already got. We have to go and pick up a parcel from our old house because it got delivered to the wrong place, so we're gonna go do that today, and then while we're there, because it's like nice and outdoors, we're gonna go for a walk, which I think would be quite nice. But I just kind of wanted to sit and read, but it's fine. So I'm taking the headphones, and I will be not taking part in any sprints properly until I get back. I'm also kind of hoping that because I won't be driving, I'm gonna nap in the car, I think, so that's fine. And then yeah, hopefully tonight I will crack open the snacks and stuff, and I will stay up past 1 because I don't have anything on tomorrow and I kind of want to get as much read as possible. But yeah, let's give you a catch up of where I am. So I did pick up 3 Dark Crowns by Kendar Blake last night, and I'm on page 82, which is pretty good for only doing a couple of sprints yesterday, and well, I'm 7 minutes left of one today, but we're meant to be leaving in like 15 minutes. So I might try and take this with me and see if I can read in the car, because sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. I don't think I told you what this is about. So I feel as though this is a really underrated series, and I love this series. So this series is based around an island which is part of our world but separated by like a veil, so like you can only find the island when the island wants to be found. So the island is also ruled by a queen, and the queen will have an affinity to something. So that could be an elemental, a poisoner, a naturalist. They used to have like I can't remember what they're called but in here, but when they get like visions and stuff, like prophecies. And then you can also be war gifted. There's probably others, but they're like the main ones that I mentioned. So in this book we're following 3 people. We are following Arsinoe, who is the naturalist queen. We are following Catherine, who is the poisoner queen, and we're following Mirabella, who is the elemental queen. And the premise of this book is that every queen gives birth to triplets, and then once the triplets are born, the queen's job is then done and she leaves the island and she goes and lives on the mainland, apparently. And these queens are raised by their separate community until they're 16, and on their 16th birthday, that is when Beltane starts, which leads into Ascension Year. So the queens are then given a year to kill their sisters, and only one can survive, and that is like the whole premise of this book. We're following those 3 sisters. You start off on their birthday and then you follow them through like to Beltane and to Ascension Year. I love this series. I think I'm reading this quicker because I've already read it before, but yeah, I love this series. It's so good as well. Like, I don't hear many people talk about this series, I don't think, but it's actually one of the few series that I've actually read as it's come out, not found out about too late, which is pretty cool. But when they originally came out, the covers came out like this. So I've got this one, which is the naturalist queen, and then they've got one for the poisoner queen and one for the elemental. It was pretty cool. Like, yeah, the whole premise on, like, because it was in Waterstones and stuff, the whole premise was 3 covers, 1 book, choose your queen. I ended up with this one because this was the only one that Asda had, but I really like the red. I think it's really nice. But yeah, babbling. This is the book I chose. I'm like 80 pages in. Pretty good. I cannot wait to get further. I do think I'll finish this today if I sit down and just get it done. It, like I said, it's literally just over 400 pages, so I think if I take part in the sprints I'll be fine and I'll get this done. And then come thingy 12, I'll figure out if I need an audiobook or not, but I can update you about that later on. But one thing I wanted to show you actually is I got this in the post. So it's the pre-order incentive for pre-ordering A Vow So Bold and Deadly by Bridget Camera, the 3rd and final book in the Cursebreakers trilogy. And you could pick Emberfall or Sheol. I don't know how to say that. The Other Kingdom. I picked Emberfall because I haven't actually read further than book 1. I own book 2 and 3. I need to buy book 1 so I could do a reread. But yeah, so I was like, well, I'll just pick Emberfall because I quite like Emberfall in the beginning anyways. So yeah, I think that's really cool, and I'm starting to grow my little bookish patch collection, which is equally nerdy, equally cool. I'm gonna leave this here and I'll catch up with you in a bit. I'm actually having so much fun, even though I look tired, and I'm gonna be knackered tomorrow and Monday. I'm having fun. I actually really love reading again, and it's only been a couple of hours, so that's good. Alright, I'll see you in a bit. Bye. Hello. It is 6 o'clock and we have only recently got back. So we had a bit of a kerfuffle. We were meant to go on a walk and all that fun stuff, but that didn't happen. Also, I love how my little, which way did my hand go? A little llama. me being distracted. We were meant to go for a walk today. That was the plan, but that hasn't happened. So we drove back to our old house, which is an hour and a bit away from where we now live, to go and pick up a parcel that had been delivered to the wrong place. And while we were there, we also stopped in on our friend and saw him in like a socially distanced thing outside his house, just to say hi, because we haven't seen him in a little while, so we didn't really get to say goodbye before we left. So we went and had a little chat, but I just thought I'd jump on here and do a bit of an update. So yes, it is 6, so the second roll drop has dropped. So let me find the Twitter. I know what they are, but I want to make sure I say it right. If you can hear chattering, Jack and his granddad are sorting out his granddad's tea. That's what it is. Wi-Fi kick in. Ah, here you go. So yes, the second roll drop was at lunchtime today, so I was out in the car when they dropped. So the third roll got us POC rep, so featuring characters of colour all written by an author of colour, and then prompt 4 was contemporary. So I had a bit of a breakdown, just sat in the car thinking about what I could read, because I don't read contemporary, if you've seen this channel, at all in any of my wrap-ups. I actually can't remember the last time I read a contemporary. I read a lot of fantasy, sci-fi and occasionally thrillers, and that is about it. So I had a bit of a breakdown, because especially the fact that I have my limited contemporary collection with me. I only have a couple, and it's the ones I haven't read yet. So I asked on Twitter for help and I got some amazing recommendations. I got loads, but then I had a brainwave and I was looking through Audible, because I don't want to buy a book. It's not going to get here in time. I'm doing it audibly. I had a brainwave and I was looking through recommendations. I got a recommendation for Black Flamingo, I got a recommendation for The Long Way Down. I know a lot of people reading that, but they're poetry books. I don't really get on with books in verse at all. Like, I just don't. I don't like verse. I think school ruined poetry for me, if I'm completely honest. So I didn't really want to spend credit on a book that I might not enjoy, like, at all, because I don't enjoy that writing style. So I was having a look and I came across Cinderella is Dead, and I was like, oh, I could read that, and then realised that that audiobook is over 10 hours long, and even though I listen to audiobooks on 1.7 to 2 times speed, that's still a lot. So I carried on looking through and I found, it's not a big thing because other people have read it, but I have picked up You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson, and that is about, that has got POC rep in the book and the author is POC as well. So that again is 2 prompts. So in theory I am on my way to actually possibly reading 4 out of 4. So my plan is to listen to this. I'm listening to it currently on 1.7 speed. I'm on chapter 5 already, and I have 3 hours and 50 minutes left. And the chapters are really short, which helps for me because I lose interest halfway through chapters if there's not like obvious breaks. Same way I do when I actually read a book. So there's that. So yes. Just need to update my book. My spread compared to like other people's is naff, but I've literally just done a little 1-page spread with colourful boxes, and then I write down. So here I did roll 1, roll 2, and I'll do it like that and I'll fill it out and it will be glorious. So that is what I'm going to sit here and do while I listen to this audiobook. And then I think I'm currently drinking energy drink as well, because I just literally lay down and went, I need to try and nap. Wasn't having any of it, so maybe I'll try and nap later because I want to stay up later today. But yeah, that is my update. I don't really know. I am definitely doubling up this prompt because I am behind. Like, I am so behind in where I wanted to be, which sucks, but it's fine. And then roll 5 and 6 are at midnight tonight, so we shall see what comes up for that. I'm hoping I can fit in one of my smaller like novellas. I don't have many, that's my issue, but yeah, we'll see if we can do that, because I've got Killjoy. Also, this light is terrible. I've only just realised, but I've got Killjoy, which is like 120 pages. I have the first graphic novel, Steel Prince, I want to say, by V.E. Schwab. That's on my list. I have Stardust, just like 200 pages. So I have some short books that I could probably go through, but yeah, we shall see. And I want to get 3 Dark Crowns done today. But I can't choose book 3 until midnight. That's the annoying thing, you know? So if I can try and catch up between now and midnight, and get like as far as I can in my audiobook and 3 Dark Crowns, it means there'll be less for me to do tomorrow. And maybe I can get some sleep tonight. But I still have so many snacks. But anyways, so yes, that is my update. I'll talk to you later on tonight probably, and we will be back to whispering because everyone will be asleep probably by the time I have the next update. Loving it, but I'm actually having fun. I just wish no, I don't. It'll be fine. I'm not behind. We're not thinking like that. We're not gonna be negative. I'll see you in a bit with an update, definitely. Good morning everyone. It is Sunday. It is 9:45. I am currently sat here with the sprints up from Book's Nest, reading until 5:02, but I've just had my breakfast, so I thought I'd come up and I would talk to you. So I went to sleep at about 3:45. Yeah. So I pretty much took part in majority of Gavin's sprints, but then my laptop kind of had a moment and stopped connecting to the internet, so I could not get the sprints anymore at about 2:30. And I just about finished my book at that point, so I thought, oh well, I'll go to bed. So before I went to sleep, I managed to finish the first 2 prompts, Dark Cover and Fantasy, which was 3 Dark Crowns by Kendra Blake. This was a reread for me. This is the first in a series as well, so if I really wanted to like combine some prompts I could do. But yeah, so I read this, 4 stars. I love this book. I have always loved this book. It was maybe not as good as I remember, but it is YA, and I think the second one for me is a bit weaker, and then I think they get better, or is it the third one? I can't remember. Either way, I still love the series. I still recommend it. Love the magic system, love the whole fantasy element. Recommend if you want a female led book pretty much, because the girls in this are badass. But yeah, so read that. So at midnight on Gavin's channel we had the 3rd roll drop, and we got first in a series and a chance card. So I will be going over the chance card in a minute because I want to film that. I was going to do it last night, but I wanted to film it and it was 2 o'clock in the morning, so I didn't really want to get my camera out and talk. So yeah, I managed to also finish first in the series, which is this stunning graphic novel, which is The Steel Prince by V.E. Schwab. So this is like a prequel to The Shades of Magic. It's a trilogy at the minute, but I think she's going to bring out more books, so there's that. So I gave this 4 stars because I kind of was confused. I think it will make more sense once I actually read the series, which I am starting in June with my friend on Twitter who I read everything with because she's amazing. And she also gifted me this, so thank you again, Kate. I love it. But yes, I just can't, I don't know. I think that when I've read Dark Shade of Magic, maybe I'll reread this and it might make more sense. We shall see. But yes, those are the 2 that I have finished so far. I have literally 2 hours left of You Should See Me in a Crown, which is for the rolls. Oh, I don't even know what roll numbers we're on. So yeah, rolls 3 and 4, which were POC rep or written by a POC author, which it's both, and a contemporary, which it is. So for rolls 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, I'm doubling up the prompts, but then for 5 and 6, currently I am splitting them up. So yeah, Steel Prince for roll 5, which was the first in the series, and now we're going to pick my chance book. So I have picked a stack of 4 books all in varying length. I know which one I would prefer to have. So for Becca's chance prompt, she has said she pulled a prompt and it was like a specific book. But we don't have to do that. We can pick a couple of books. She recommended, or Gavin recommended, that we picked like 2 that we really wanted to read and 2 that we didn't want to read so much, and do a random number generator. So that's what I'm going to do. I have got 4 books here. So for book option number 1, we have got Alice by Christina Henry. I've read this already, but I want to finally carry on with the series and read Red Queen and Looking Glass, which I got last year. So and I don't appear to have actually finished any of my Christina Henry books, even though I keep collecting them, and I have a pre-order of her newest one coming next month, so I kind of want to start cracking on, and I want to read all of these. These are amazing. I have read parts of a lot of them. They're also quite disturbing, but yeah, so there's this one, which is about a girl called Alice, but instead of falling down a rabbit hole as such, she is actually in an asylum, and when a fire breaks out, her and the not so lovely, but she really likes him, a gentleman who has the cell next door, manage to escape, and this leads them on like a whole big quest kind of thing, and you discover why Alice is in this asylum. It's a little bit bonkers, but yes. This is choice number 1. Choice number 2 is probably the one that I would prefer because it's the shortest, and that is Killjoy by Holly Jackson. So this is the World Book Day edition. Not that there's another edition, but this is the book she brought out for World Book Day. So this is like the prequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which I read in February and I loved. So this one, we are still following Pip, but she's not looking forward to her friend's 1920s themed murder mystery party, but when the game begins, Pip finds herself drawn into the make-believe world of intrigue, deception and murder. As Pip plays detective, teasing out the identity of the killer clue by clue, the murder of the fictional Reginald Remy isn't the only case on her mind. So it's kind of like a lead up as to why she picked the murder of Andy Bell for her EPQ in the first book. So that is choice number 2. Choice number 3 is Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones. So this I've tried to read already and I kind of just put it down because I just wasn't getting along with it. So we're going to give it another go if it comes up. It is the book that's inspired the animated movie by Studio Ghibli. I don't really know an awful lot about it. I know there's a moving house and there's a girl called Sophie and she gets cursed, and that's about it. That's about as far as I got, I think. We'll see if that one comes up. And then choice number 4 is, you know, linked to my first book prompts, The Three Dark Crowns, because it is The Queens of Fen Birin. I never know how to say the island's name, which is 2 epic tales by Kendar Blake. So it's like 2 separate stories. And we have the story of the young queens and the story of the Oracle Queen. So it's a breakup of, the first part is about Arsinoe, Mirabella and Catherine when they were little, and then the Oracle Queen is pretty much like a backstory as to why all queens born with the sight gift get drowned. But like, you kind of understand more. I have already read this again, it's a reread, so I know what this is and what it's about. So let's get to picking. So I'm going to get a random number generator up, set it between 1 and 4, like that. I don't know if it'll focus. Right, so it is set between 1 and 4, ignore the 10, that's just how it starts. And generate. I did not rig that, I did not plan that. You saw it, I pressed the button. I'm on choice number 2, which is Killjoy Yay. This is only 120 pages long, so I'm going to get into this. I'm then going to finish, hopefully, my audiobook because it's 2 hours long and it is almost 10. And then we'll be ready for the final roll drop. So I'll catch you in a bit. Hello again, and it is 1 o'clock. I am taking part. I am watching Aaron from Booked and Busy. Just found her channel. She's awesome. But I wanted to come on here and say I have finished my 3rd book so far for the weekend, which was Killjoy by Holly Jackson. I gave it 4 stars. This book, 1, makes me love the A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, makes me love it even more, makes me so excited for the 3rd and final book, which is coming out this year at some point, and it makes me want to go to a murder mystery party. So yeah, that is done. That is the prompt, my chance prompt done. So 3 prompts done so far. We have also had the final roll drops. Let me just grab my book. So roll 7 is a book set in present day, and roll 8 was other. So they have said use the prompt other as a genre that you don't typically read. Now I find that really hard because I mainly have fantasy and sci-fi on my bookshelves, which is predominantly what I read, but I do have a small stack of non-fiction and a small stack of contemporary books, most of which I've actually, I don't know, a couple of which I've read. I don't feel the urge to read any of them. So what I am going to read, I'm going to prepare just in case I don't get everything read, and I'm going to try and do roll 7 and 8 together, and then I have a backup plan. So for roll 7 and 8 I am picking This Is Going to Hurt by Adam Kay. I've had this on my shelf for years now. So other, I don't really read non-fiction, and it is set in present day, or it was technically set in present day when it was written, mainly 2006, but it's not like historical fiction and it's not like sci-fi futuristic, so it fits that prompt, which is awesome. But I'm going to push above and beyond. So if I manage to finish that, I am then going to read the other book that he came out with, which was 'Twas the Night Shift Before Christmas. I was going to save this for Christmas, but it's a small book, so I'm going to try and get it done. And that way 1 will count for present day and 1 will count for other. So there's those. And then if I have still more time, because I still have like 2 hours to listen to of my audiobook, which is fine, I'm going to pick up The Queens of Fenbirn, which I mentioned earlier in my chance picks, but this is also by Kendall Blake. This is a series of short stories for the 3 Dark Crowns series, and I will be using this for fantasy, so which was roll 2. So currently I have completed roll 1 and 2 because I read 3 Dark Crowns, which was a dark cover and a fantasy, but if I have time I want to pick up another book. So we're going for 7 because I don't think I will be able to read 2 books for rolls 3 and 4, which, just to remind you, were POC Rep and Contemporary, which I'm reading You Should See Me in a Crown for because it covers both prompts. Because I can think of like 1 contemporary actually that's on my shelf that I may be able to read in a short amount of time. But I'm pushing myself enough. So yeah, that is the plan. I'm going to get on with it. I've got my snacks. I've got my Ritz crackers and my dip and my cocktail sausages. And yeah, I'll update you when I actually finish something. Hopefully This Is Going to Hurt. But I'm really liking how Aaron is doing her sprints. She's using the Pomodoro, it's Italian method, which is you do typically 25 minutes doing something and then a short break, so 5 minutes, and that's what she's doing. She's doing 25 minutes reading and then 5 minutes chatting, and then that's just how we're going to do, I think, most of her 4 hours. But then Cody's after this, and I love Cody. And then we're back to Becca. So I'm going to get on and stop babbling, so I will see you in a bit. Hello again. It is, oh god, I don't even have the time, 20 past 5. I have not actually moved from this spot on my bed. I have devoured, wobbling my camera, I have devoured a selection of Ritz crackers, dip, cocktail sausages and cheese twist things, and I have donuts. I haven't eaten 2, Jack's eaten 2, and then the other 2 are mine, but I'm saving one of them for when I finally finish this. So this is taking me a bit longer than I thought it would to read, but that is fine. I think once I finish this, I'm just going to take a break and sort out tea and stuff. I'm currently on 179, and I think that's like 100 pages. Yeah, literally 100 pages left. So we're reading until 1:45, so I have like 25 minutes. Not to finish, but I'm going to see how far I get, and then maybe I'll put it down. I don't know. I'm in between. I might put it down at 1:45 and stick my audiobook on, because I still have 2 hours on that, and we are by that point 5:15, so 7:15, 8:15, 8:15. Yeah, and then we have 8, 9, 10. Why did that take me so long? Then we have 4 hours. So if I can finish my audiobook before Becca's sprints, that will be good. Now, I don't know how many hours it actually takes me to read. Like, this is what I've been trying to work out. Like, I've been fluctuating, I feel. But yes, my plan is to read more of this, finish my audiobook before Becca comes on as I cook tea, and then we'll see where we go. I think I might end up just reading one of these, which sucks, because I kind of want to... If I had another graphic novel, it would be so easy, but I've run out of graphic novels, I think. We'll see. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you, and I will be back maybe at 1:45. Yeah, maybe in 20 minutes, just to let you know where I'm at. So we're on 179. In 20 minutes, I'll update you. So it is 6:15. And I said I'd give you an update, so I'm giving you an update. I got to 204, so I read about just under 30 pages of that in 30 minutes. So what's that? Not even that, in 20 minutes. So that's more than a page a minute. Go me. So now I'm going to put my headphones in and go downstairs and prepare some actual food that isn't snacks, and hopefully finish this blinking audiobook. So we are working. So we have, I don't know why I'm saying we, it's me. I have, yeah, 2 hours left of this audiobook. I do kind of wonder where I would be if I didn't spend most of my day yesterday in a car to pick up stuff, but it's fine. It's fine. To be fair, if I finish this and I finish, this is going to hurt. That's still 5 books in a weekend, and I don't know how many pages that is actually. Let's do some maths. So let's do this one first because I'm already on it. It's 279 for... This is going to hurt. Why do I do that? Does anyone else, when they go to open their calculator, accidentally open their timer app? Because I do that all the time. So that's 279. Let's go on to my core pile sheet as well. And then I have read 3 other books, so let's find the page counts. So Killjoy is 124 pages. Steel Prince is 112. I am still... And then Dark Crowns is 407. So before I've even finished, you should see me in a crown, which, let's just double check how much that is. Please hold. Was it the One Division? Please stand by. So that is 336. That would be 1,258 pages this weekend. And then maybe we'll squeeze in something else. I don't know. we'll see at what point I finish my physical reading book. I probably will start one of these two in Becca's sprint, so I have something to do until midnight, because I might as well see as far as I can get. So that's quite good. But yes, I'm off to listen to my audiobook, finish that, and make some tea. So I'll catch you, fingers crossed, rather shortly. Hello again. So it is 35 minutes past 7 and I've literally just finished You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson, and it was good. I did enjoy it. I have to say I did rate it 3 stars, which isn't a bad thing. I don't think that's a bad thing. 3 stars is like, it's a good book, solid book. I'd still recommend it. But I think there was just like a couple of things. Like, one, mainly, it's contemporary. I am not a big contemporary reader. It's not often that when I do read contemporary it gets a massively high mark anyways for me, because it's just, it doesn't have dragons, doesn't have spaceships, and there's definitely no magic, so I'm less inclined to enjoy it. But yeah, so 3 stars. I did like it. I had it in the end, I had it on like 2.3 speed, like just rapid. That might not be rapid to a lot of people, but to me it was just like but I was quite amazed because I actually like understood what was being said, which was pretty cool. So I am talking to you in, I think this is the final sprint on Cody's channel. It's almost like I timed it really, really well. I've had my tea, so, you know, I can now eat my donut that I've earned. I set myself the goal that I was gonna eat it once I'd finished my book, which was, this is going to hurt, but I'm just going to change that to once I finish a book. So that is book 4 done and dusted. So I am on to finishing the final bit of Adam K, and I think I'm going to try and finish that like before I go onto Becca's channel. I'm not sure if I can. I've got like 70 pages left to read, so I'm going to probably postpone my donut, if I'm honest. I'll probably start that when Becca starts talking on her channel for the final 4 hours of sprints, but I don't know what I'm going to read after that. So I will come back to you once I've finished This Is Going to Hurt, and we'll see what time we're on, and we'll see what I can squish into the final 4 hours. I'm hoping these last 2 books won't take me like 4 hours to read, but who knows. So I will see you very soon. Hello everyone and happy Monday. So I am just here to wrap up the Bookoplathon for you guys. I slept, it was great, but yeah. So I have actually managed to tick everything off. My spread is a little bit messy, but you know, I managed to do it all, which is fantastic. So I'm just gonna run through what I read. So I managed to finish the following 6 books. First off, I finished 3 Dark Crowns by Kendall Blake. I gave this 4 stars, really loved it. Reread, really good way to like kick off the readathon, I think. Originally I had this book penciled in for dark cover and fantasy, but I had a bit of spare time by the end of the readathon, so I not only read this one for a dark cover, but I also read Queens of Fenburn, also by Kendall Blake, which is a novella of 2 different stories, which I managed to tick off for the fantasy prompt. Again, I think I gave this one 4 stars. Really enjoyed it. Can't wait to actually get into the rest of the series. I've got 3 books left for the rest of it, and it's going to be one heck of a good reread. The next roll drops were for POC rep, or a book written by a POC author, and it had to be a contemporary, or you could swap and change and do one of each prompt, but I just read You Should See Me in a Crown for this prompt, and it ticked off both of them. It is written by a POC author. It is about, our main character is POC and LGBTQ+, and all that good fun stuff, and it was a contemporary. There was no magic, which made me sad, but you know, I think I gave that one 3 stars purely for the fact it was a good book, but it was a contemporary, so I was never going to love it. It's just one of those things. And then roles 5 and 6 were First in a Series and A Chance. So the book I read for First in a Series was The Still Prince by V.E. Schwab. 4 stars, I think. Make sure that you check out my March wrap-up video, which will be coming in a couple of weeks, so you can actually see what I definitely rated these, because unless I said it earlier in the vlog, I can't remember. But yeah, I think I gave this one 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I am a little bit confused about certain things, but I think that's just because I haven't actually read the actual book series, so I'm starting that in June, and I'm sure it'll make a lot more sense from then. And then role 6 was Chance, so I put together 4 books, I think 2 shorter books, one of which was actually The Queens of Fenburn, I don't know how to say it, and then 2 slightly longer books, but I managed to roll a 2, which meant I read Killjoy by Holly Jackson, which is a prequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and the second book, and the third one comes out in August, I want to say, and I can't wait for that. Yes, I love this one. 4 stars, and made me want to sit down and do a murder mystery party. I just want more. I want more of this series, but I'm gonna have to wait, so yeah. Glad to have ticked this one off my list. And then the final 2 prompts were Set in Present Day and Other. So a really good way that Aaron from Booked and Busy said it when she did the roll drops was take the 2 genres that you read the most of. So for me that's fantasy and sci-fi. Take them out and it's whatever you're left with. So for this I picked a non-fiction, and it was This Is Going to Hurt by Adam Kay. I'm so glad that this ticked off 2 prompts, that it was set in present day, and that it is a genre that I don't usually read, because I do not usually read non-fiction ever, so it was really good. And this has also been sat on my shelf probably since the year it was published, which was what, 2018 I want to say. Oh no, first published in 2017, but I think I bought this in 2018 I want to say. I think that's when I remember seeing this around the most, so 2018, 2-3 years this has been sat on my shelf. But I finally managed to read it, and I was also planning to read Twas the Night Shift Before Christmas, but now I'm probably going to save that until around Christmas time this year, which would be great fun, as I think that's actually the only festive book currently on my shelves. I don't even think I have, I think I have 1 or 2 polar fantasies as well, which is probably quite bad. So there you go, I read 6 books in 48 hours. I mean, it wasn't actually 48 hours, because for 5 hours on Saturday we were sat in a car running to where we used to, well, driving to where we used to live to pick up a parcel. So imagine how much more I could have read if I had those 5 hours. And if I hadn't actually slept properly on Friday night, because I went to bed about 1 and woke up at about 8, so if I'd have done an all-nighter, imagine how much I would have read. But yes, so 6 books, and that totaled a page count of 1,490 pages, and that has pushed my book count for this month way up, and my page count way up for this month, which I'm happy about. But yes, so that was everything. That was Bookoplathon. I really hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you did, please give it a like. It really supports me and my channel. Leave me a comment down below. Did you take part in Bookoplathon? What did you end up reading? If you want to leave me an emoji, leave me a dice for Bookoplathon. I've probably already used that in another video, but oh well. So yeah, leave me that emoji if you would prefer to do that, and please consider subscribing down below and clicking that bell as well, so you get notified every single time I upload new content. But otherwise, that was all for today's video. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will see you soon in the next video. Bye!